Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Happy Friday, June 4th. And guess what? Time for another store review. Again, coming to you from my iPad, as for some reason, the Steam store does not have all of the offers that are currently available in the store. So let's jump in. Another exciting day. As you remember, last week we had two hot new tanks, T2020 and the Emile 1951. And this time, we're going to get the Turtle Mark 1 in containers. Good thing with this tank, for only a 4% drop chance, but 25 charms until you get the tank. So yeah, you're going to be dishing out some serious money. Probably going to have to, I would imagine a lot of people will take their chances on the three containers here, and if they don't get it, stop there. But if you're really wanting to get this tank, 17,500 for 19, and then a couple more offers down here below. Now, I don't know. I've seen some videos on the tank. Obviously, it looks a lot like the Tier 10 Badger, only at Tier 8. Hopefully it doesn't play as bad as the AT series tanks with the very limited speed and traverse. I think that's what makes the Badger so much better, is it just does have a little bit more maneuverability, and then the frontal armor is so much better. So I will try to get this tank today. I'll do the crate opening a little bit later as a part of a separate video, so stay tuned for that. Moving on, the SU-100Y. Tier 6 TD premium tank. This thing is the size of a friggin' barn, so it makes it hard to hide. But it's almost, I feel like this is a must-own tank in the game. It is so much fun to play. Big derp gun at Tier 6. You get 30 days of premium time, 10 5x boosters, and 9 equipment slots for 2,000 gold, which is the same price as if you were just to buy 30 days of premium. So you're getting the tank and all of the equipment slots basically for free. Now, you can win this tank. Many of you probably have in your weekly crate. But, you know, if you're looking for 30 days of premium time, this is a great way to go ahead and jump on that. Massive breakthrough, all out attack, and strong push. I'm not going to recommend. I just don't think that you should be spending this much money or gold for very little in return, quite honestly. We spoke at length last week about the Emile 1951. Very high, 15,000 gold for what this tank is worth. Um, it's a fun tank, but it's worse in my opinion than the Tech Tree variant. The armor is nowhere near as good. You get penned on the front turret so easily by most tanks, even at tier 8. Yes, it does have better mobility, but that's really all you're getting for this tank. Plus, pretty cool camo. 12,500 without the equipment and camo. Still very expensive. Remember, this is the first time it's been in the store for gold, so you're paying that early adopter price. New this week, Type 59 and Type 64, 7,500 gold, which is a decent price for getting two tanks. By itself, the Type 59 is a really strong medium tank. It's not my favorite playstyle because it's sluggish and slower, because it does have really strong armor and you're going to bounce a lot of shots, which is unusual for a medium. It's got a fairly accurate gun, and again, the downside to me is its lack of mobility. But if you want to get a tank with very strong mobility, the Type 64 is a light tank, great mobility. However, it's scary to play at tier 7 with the smashers and everything at that tier, because you have no armor. Everyone shoots HE at you. Um, and so if you wanted to just drop and get the Type 59, which is a very good price for a tier 8 medium tank, for 5,000 gold with no equipment or equipment slots unlocked. Two reliable heavies here. Comes with the Object 252U and the T2020, and I did a review on the T2020. I also have a review of the Object 252U out there. 8,500 gold. This is a tournament tank. Very good armor. Um, the downside, I think, to this tank, a lot of people now know that if you're face hugging it because you are so low, most guns can look down upon those cupolas on the top and you can pen them. So there's been, kind of a little bit of added weak spot there, but this tank just bounces shots left and right all over the place, which is why you see so many people playing it in tournaments. And it's a good tank all around. And now, you know what? The T2020 has not been as bad as I thought it was going to be. I've only played about 7 battles in it, um, and the gun has treated me well so far, which is the big thing with the Soviet guns, right? The armor has been as I would have expected. A lot of people can still pen the turret on this thing. The front top hull is really strong. Um, but it's it's not as bad as I thought it was. But again, this is a collector tank. I wouldn't purchase it for any other reason than if you are a collector. Moving on to bundles, we've got the variants here of the Lucky 5, 6, 7, and 8 containers. You are guaranteed to get a tank. And this is good for people like, say, if you had most of these tier 5, this is not a huge list, you will then get a lucky tier 6. If you have most of these, then you'll get a lucky tier 7. And obviously, by the time you get to tier 8, there are so many tanks on here that you're more than likely to pull a tank that you don't have. I did the opening knowing that there was only 2 tanks on this list that I don't have. I did not get one of those tanks. Went all the way up to tier 10 and pulled a tank that I already had, and I got 2,500 gold. Really bad deal for $8. So do keep that in mind. If you have the majority of the tanks, there's a strong possibility you could end up with only 2,500 gold. E25, love this tank. Fun little, anything that's completely different to any other tank in the game is something that I really enjoy, and that's the E25. You've got great camouflage rating. You've got a fast-moving tank. It's very low profile, great camouflage rating. And you're getting 14 days premium, 25 5x boosters. So price I think is a little bit on the high side, but it's a fun little tank that you will enjoy playing. All out attack, excuse me, that for $100 you're thinking, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, if you look at it straight off the top, 3,700 uh, gold per dollar, right? And we say anything over 350 is a pretty good deal. So it's a pretty good deal to begin with. Plus, if you're in the situation where you're grinding different tank lines, you're going to get 105x boosters. That's going to really help out along the way, allowing you to grind those tanks quickly. Plus, you're going to get 20 level 1 boxes. So that, at a minimum, is going to be 100 um, gold out of those boxes. And you could potentially get a level 2 or maybe even a level 3. They do say here that you could get all the way up to a level 10 and get 250,000 in gold. I mean, I can't imagine what the percent chance of that is. It's, I'm sure, next to zero. But I do think that that adds a more interesting aspect on buying this all-out attack because of the 20 black boxes there that you could pull um, 20 times 10, 800, 1,000 more gold out of it, or maybe even more if you were to able to get up to a level 2, level 3 black box. So anyway, starter kits, not going to really talk too much about these. The price per gold here at 333 is not great, so I would stay away from these. New this week, we've got the Predator and the Vindicator back in stores. Um, Predator is not a great tank. They've recently buffed it a little bit, giving it a little bit more armor and an extra 1 degree of gun depression, making this more playable. Before, it was almost impossible. The gun sits so high that you couldn't even shoot a tank that was face hugging you. Um, which makes this almost impossible tank to play. Three-shot autoloader, not the most accurate of guns. If you want a fun tank to play because of its derpness, play the Vindicator. But I don't recommend either of these two tanks, quite honestly. I would say play the SU-152 and have that same type of gameplay that you can get from the Vindicator. And so, hey, that's going to wrap up the store. I like to see that we've got some tanks that you can buy still for gold here with the Type 59, Type 64. Emile still overpriced, SU 100Y, and I will be doing the turtle containers shortly. So again, guys, have fun out there. Stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.